Hello and welcome to Deep Dive from SmartBookWorms, where we dive deep into recently released books from authors you love to read. My name is Claire, your virtual book guru host. In today's episode, we'll be diving deep into a deep dive for She's Always Hungry by Eliza Clark, the author of the brilliant novels Boy Parts and Penance, and one of Granta's best young British novelists, comes a fierce, visionary, and darkly comic story collection. Today, I'm accompanied by my co-presenter, fellow virtual book guru, Megan. So let's dive deep into today's deep dive, Eliza Clark's She's Always Hungry.
Part 1. About the book. Eliza Clark's She's Always Hungry is a collection of unsettling short stories blending horror, satire, and dark humor to explore anxieties about modern culture. The stories tackle themes of body image, societal pressures, desire, power dynamics, and the climate crisis through bizarre and often disturbing scenarios. Clark's writing is characterized by vivid imagery, flawed characters, and ambiguous endings that leave the reader with lingering questions. Recurring motifs include the dangers of unchecked desire, the pressure to conform to beauty standards, the potential for technology to be used for both good and evil, and the dark side of human nature. Overall, She's Always Hungry is a thought-provoking and unsettling exploration of the human condition that will stay with the reader long after they finish the book.
Part 2. Exploration of Desire. The book explores desire in various forms, including the desires for acceptance, control, beauty, and power, and often depict how these desires can drive individuals to extreme lengths with significant consequences. Desire for the perfect body. In Build a Body Like Mine, the unnamed narrator desires a perfect body and achieves it through an unconventional and dangerous method, parasitic worms. This story highlights the societal pressures surrounding body image and the lengths people will go to for physical transformation. This desire for a specific body type overrides common sense and health concerns, showcasing the insidious nature of societal pressures. The story uses dark humor to depict the narrator's food cravings in a vivid and almost erotic way, further emphasizing the intensity of the desire and the disturbing nature of the chosen method. The narrator's willingness to sacrifice her health for a perfect body raises questions about the true cost of achieving societal ideals. Shakewell also explores the dark side of beauty standards. Poppy, a teenager insecure about her acne, tries an experimental treatment with horrific side effects. In her pursuit of flawless skin, she undergoes a disturbing transformation, highlighting the potential dangers of unchecked desire for physical perfection. Desire for control and power. The King features an immortal Elvis fan who rules a post-apocalyptic world with an iron fist. This character revels in their power, highlighting the seductive nature of control and the ease with which individuals can slip into tyranny. The King's desire for control extends to manipulating and dominating others, as exemplified by their relationship with Shauna, another immortal who challenges their methods. Desire for connection and belonging. Goth GF examines a man's infatuation with Willow, a goth co-worker. The story questions whether his attraction is genuine or merely a projection of his desires onto an unattainable figure. The protagonist's obsession with Willow is fueled by her social media presence, highlighting how online platforms can create curated and potentially misleading versions of ourselves. This story critiques the tendency to idealize people based on superficial appearances and the potential for such desires to lead to harmful behaviors. Desire for identity and self-discovery. Night Stalkers focuses on Keith, a teenager navigating the complexities of friendship and his own emerging desires. Keith's desire for self-discovery clashes with his loyalty to his friend Tommy, who represents a more conventional and destructive path. The story captures the awkwardness and confusion of adolescence, where desires for acceptance and belonging can compete with the need for individual expression. Keith's journey involves pushing boundaries and exploring darker impulses, symbolized by his transgression into an affluent neighborhood. Other Desires and Consequences. She's Always Hungry depicts a dystopian fishing village where men are driven to madness by an insatiable hunger, forcing the women to make difficult choices for survival. This story explores the primal instincts that can emerge in extreme situations, highlighting the lengths people will go to for self-preservation. Extinction Event explores the desire to save humanity from climate change, even through potentially dangerous means. The story questions the ethics of manipulating nature and the potential for unintended consequences when ambition overrides caution. Across these stories, the exploration of desire is intertwined with themes of body horror, societal pressures, and the consequences of unchecked ambition. The sources use dark humor and unsettling scenarios to examine the complexities of human nature and the myriad ways in which desires can both motivate and destroy us.
Part 3. Themes and Key Ideas. This section provides a thematic and conceptual analysis of several short stories by Eliza Clark, focusing on the most prominent themes and key takeaways from each story. 1. Build a Body Like Mine, Body Image and Societal Pressures. This story delves into the protagonist's unhealthy obsession with thinness and the extreme lengths she goes to achieve it. The narrative highlights the damaging impact of societal beauty standards on women's self-perception and mental health. I used to fantasize about fries from McDonald's, salty and hot, crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside, hard not to snap. I used to feel so guilty, but I no longer consider self-control a virtue. This quote showcases the internal conflict and guilt associated with restrictive eating habits. Parasitic relationship and control. The story introduces a surreal element in the form of parasitic worms that facilitate weight loss. This serves as a metaphor for the insidious nature of eating disorders and the feeling of being controlled by an external force. Become your best self. The story uses marketing language to highlight the manipulation and exploitation surrounding unattainable beauty ideals. Subversion of expectations. While seemingly offering a solution to body image issues, the story ultimately subverts expectations by presenting a dark and disturbing resolution, suggesting that the pursuit of unrealistic beauty standards can lead to dangerous and self-destructive outcomes. 2. The Problem Solver. Rape culture and victim blaming. The story follows Juliet's experience after being raped by a friend. It focuses on the complexities of reporting sexual assault, societal pressures, and the lack of adequate support for victims. Juliet's internal conflict over reporting the rape to the police is palpable. Juliet knows she'll have to hand her phone over to the police and thinks about the unsubtle texts from her weed dealer, the photos of herself in lingerie, and the 4-year-old account on the website she had once used to flog her dirty underwear. Toxic masculinity and misguided allyship. The story critiques toxic masculinity through the character of Oscar, who attempts to solve Juliet's problem through violence, highlighting the dangers of performative allyship and the need for genuine empathy and understanding. He completely ignores her half-joke. In fact, we could do it more like a whisper network. Or I could message my friend from that feminist book club, the one with all the Instagram followers. Get them to name and shame him, he says. He looks at Juliet expectantly. She gets the sense he has thought about this before. Oscar has lain awake at night and thought about what he would do if one of his friends was raped, how he could sort it out without phoning the police. This passage exemplifies Oscar's focus on social justice posturing rather than truly understanding and supporting Juliet. Social media and the spread of information. The story touches upon the role of social media in disseminating information, particularly in cases of sexual assault. The rapid spread of gossip and misinformation are highlighted. Hyper-aware now of the speed at which this will spread through their wider friendship group, Juliet gets a DM on Instagram from both the tattoo artist and the barista. The tattoo artist's message begins, "Hey, really sorry," whereas the barista's opens and likely closes with "mental fucking bitch." 3. She's always hungry. Gender roles and power dynamics. Set in a matriarchal village, the story explores the reversal of traditional gender roles and the consequences for men who are subjected to restrictive social norms and expectations. Being the mother to a bad man was a worse sin than being daughterless. This highlights the rigid social structure and the pressure on women to produce good men. Folklore and superstition. The narrative weaves elements of folklore and superstition, specifically the concept of finfolk, to examine the dangers of blind faith and societal control. "There's something in the water here that takes the men," he said. "We all go to the water eventually." "Not the water itself, Dafty. Something in the water. Something what calls out to us and drives us mad and takes us." This dialogue introduces the mythical finfolk, a source of fear and an explanation for men's disappearance. Fear of the other and xenophobia. The protagonist's encounter with a mysterious creature serves as an allegory for the fear of the unknown and the tendency to demonize that which we do not understand. The story highlights the dangers of prejudice and the importance of questioning established beliefs. 4. The Shadow over Little Chitaly. Absurdism and surrealism. This story utilizes elements of absurdism and surrealism through the bizarre phenomenon of a Chinese takeaway serving completely different cuisines. This creates a humorous and unsettling atmosphere, prompting reflection on reality and perception. 5. Goth GF. Infatuation and unrequited love. The story explores themes of infatuation, desire, and the complexities of navigating unrequited love. The protagonist's intense attraction to Willow, a goth woman who is seemingly indifferent to his advances, drives his actions and internal struggle. 6. Gutted. Body horror and transformation. This story delves into body horror through the protagonist's experience with a parasitic infestation and the grotesque physical transformations that result. It explores themes of identity, control, and the fear of the unknown. 7. Part 3. God Cares About These Helpless Mortals, or The Time Before the Porn Wars. Post-apocalyptic society and power dynamics. Set in a post-apocalyptic world, the story focuses on the protagonist's rise to power as a tyrannical ruler and her complex relationship with her mentee, Shauna. Morality and redemption. Despite her brutal past, the protagonist seeks redemption by working a mundane job and attempting to form genuine human connections. The story raises questions about the possibility of change and the nature of good and evil. I think Dora could have a child. I think Dora could be happy. This highlights the protagonist's yearning for a different life and the potential for goodness within her. Overall observations. Eliza Clark's short stories are characterized by their unflinching exploration of dark and often unsettling themes, often rooted in social commentary and critiques of contemporary culture. Her writing frequently employs elements of body horror, surrealism, and dark humor to create a disquieting and thought-provoking reading experience. By examining power dynamics, societal pressures, and the complexities of human relationships, Clark's stories challenge readers to confront uncomfortable truths about themselves and the world around them.
Part 4. Exploring themes. 1. What recurring themes are explored in Eliza Clark's short story collection? Eliza Clark's stories delve into complex themes of body image, societal expectations, gender dynamics, and the consequences of seeking control. They examine how individuals grapple with societal pressures, particularly those imposed on women, and the extreme measures they might take to achieve autonomy and fulfillment. 2. How is body image and societal pressure portrayed in She's Always Hungry? She's Always Hungry satirizes societal obsession with weight loss and the lengths people go to achieve unrealistic beauty standards. The story follows a narrator who promotes a parasitic worm as a weight loss solution, highlighting the dangers of quick fixes and the harmful impact of societal pressure on body image. It critiques the commodification of bodies and the desperation that fuels the pursuit of unattainable ideals. 3. What is the significance of the parasitic worm in She's Always Hungry? The parasitic worm symbolizes the lengths to which individuals might go to conform to societal expectations and achieve a desired physical form. It also represents the potential for self-destruction in the pursuit of these ideals, and the way in which women's bodies are often viewed as objects to be controlled and manipulated. 4. How does the problem solver address the issue of sexual assault and its aftermath? The problem solver explores the complexities of dealing with sexual assault trauma and the inadequate support systems available to victims. The protagonist, Juliet, grapples with the decision of whether or not to report her assault, highlighting the fear, shame, and social stigma often associated with such experiences. The story also examines the limitations of well-intentioned, but ultimately unhelpful attempts by friends to solve the problem, underscoring the need for sensitive and individualized support. 5. What unique societal structure is depicted in She's Always Hungry, and how does it impact the characters? She's Always Hungry features a matriarchal society where women hold power and men face significant restrictions. This dynamic results in a complex power struggle between genders, with men often resorting to violence or seeking escape through risky behaviors. The story challenges traditional gender roles and explores the consequences of societal structures that limit individual freedom and expression. 6. How does the story Goth GF explore themes of attraction and social awkwardness? Goth GF portrays the awkwardness of navigating attraction and the complexities of forming connections. The narrator's infatuation with Willow, a goth coworker, highlights the often unpredictable nature of desire and the challenges of expressing feelings. The story examines the vulnerabilities and insecurities that accompany romantic pursuits, particularly for those who feel like social outsiders. 7. In what ways does The Shadow Over Little Chitterley blur the lines between reality and the surreal? The Shadow Over Little Chitterley uses elements of the bizarre and the unexplained to create a sense of unease and uncertainty. The mysterious Little Chitterley restaurant, with its impossible location and menu substitutions, suggests a disruption of the familiar and an unsettling shift in reality. This ambiguity leaves readers questioning what is real and what might be a product of misperception or external forces. 8. How does the recurring motif of food function within the stories? Food plays a symbolic role throughout the collection, representing desire, control, and societal norms. In She's Always Hungry, food is both a source of pleasure and an object of obsession, embodying the conflicting desires for indulgence and self-denial. In other stories, food serves as a catalyst for connection or a marker of social boundaries, highlighting the ways in which it reflects cultural values and personal experiences.
Part 5. Summary of She's Always Hungry. Eliza Clark's She's Always Hungry is a collection of short stories that explores the dark side of human nature. The stories are unsettling, grotesque, and often darkly humorous, leaving the reader feeling both disturbed and entertained. Clark's writing is sharp and incisive, and she is not afraid to tackle difficult and taboo subjects. Body horror and disordered eating. A recurring theme in the collection is body horror, often intertwined with disordered eating. In Build a Body Like Mine, the narrator offers a disturbing solution to weight loss, encouraging readers to embrace a parasitic infestation. The story is a chilling exploration of the lengths people will go to achieve their desired body image and the insidious nature of online communities that prey on insecurities. She's Always Hungry similarly utilizes body horror to explore themes of gendered repression and systemic violence, with descriptions of men being subjected to brutal rituals by a matriarchal society. Hollow Bones ventures into science fiction, following a xenoarchaeologist recovering from a mysterious accident that results in amputations. The story is filled with vivid descriptions of wounds, medical procedures, and a parasitic infestation that evokes a sense of visceral disgust. The protagonists struggle with codeine addiction, and the unsettling hallucinations it induces add to the story's unsettling atmosphere. Shake Well explores the dark side of beauty standards, with a teenage protagonist entangled in an abusive relationship with an older man who exploits her desperation to cure her acne. The story uses graphic descriptions of acne, skin picking, and a black market cure to create a sense of unease and revulsion, highlighting the vulnerability of young people seeking validation and the manipulative nature of predatory individuals. Power, control, and manipulation. Beyond body horror, the collection explores themes of power, control, and manipulation in various contexts. The Problem Solver tackles the aftermath of sexual assault, highlighting the complexities of reporting such crimes and the societal pressures that silence victims. The story sheds light on the emotional turmoil and difficult decisions survivors face in navigating a system that often fails to protect them. Goth GF examines workplace bullying and the harmful consequences of online harassment. The protagonist's discomfort with her colleagues' cruel behavior towards a goth coworker highlights the importance of empathy and challenging toxic group dynamics. The King is a post-apocalyptic tale centered around a cannibalistic protagonist who establishes a tyrannical rule over a community of survivors. The story satirizes the allure of power and the corrupting influence of absolute authority, showcasing the protagonist's descent into cruelty and self-indulgence. Company Man delves into a troubled relationship marked by alcoholism and emotional manipulation, leaving the reader questioning the boundaries of consent and the lasting impact of toxic relationships. Genre-bending storytelling. Clark's collection is notable for its genre-bending approach, seamlessly blending elements of horror, science fiction, and dark comedy. The Shadow over Little Chitaly takes on a surreal and humorous tone, featuring a mysterious Chinese takeaway restaurant that seemingly teleports food from distant locations and delivers bizarre culinary creations. The story's online reviews, with their mix of bewilderment, disgust, and amusement, add to the absurdity of the situation. Extinction Event combines science fiction with ecological anxieties, depicting the discovery of an alien plant species with the potential to reverse climate change. However, the story takes a dark turn as the plant's true nature is revealed, prompting ethical dilemmas and highlighting the potential dangers of tampering with unknown life forms. Night Stalkers is a 1970s set coming-of-age story that explores teenage drug use, burgeoning sexuality, and the anxieties of social acceptance. The story's period setting and themes of homophobia provide a glimpse into the social climate of the time, while the protagonist's experiences with hallucinogenic drugs create a sense of disorientation and blurred reality. A singular voice in modern horror, Eliza Clark's She's Always Hungry is a bold and unsettling collection that showcases the author's unique voice in modern horror. The stories are not for the faint of heart, but they are undeniably captivating, thought-provoking, and darkly entertaining. The detailed content guide provided within the book itself serves as a testament to the challenging nature of the stories and Clark's commitment to addressing sensitive themes responsibly. The praise from fellow authors like Alice Slater, Juno Dawson, and Claire Coda further solidifies Clark's position as a rising star in the genre, with her ability to blend horror, humor, and social commentary garnering recognition and acclaim. Conclusion. Through its exploration of body horror, power dynamics, and human vulnerability, She's Always Hungry offers a disturbing yet insightful commentary on contemporary anxieties and the darker aspects of human experience. Eliza Clark's writing is both repulsive and compelling, leaving a lasting impression on the reader long after the final page is turned.
And there you have it. She's Always Hungry by Eliza Clark. A must-read for those of you wanting to delve deep into the human psychic. Have you read it? If so, drop a comment below and let us know what you thought. And if you haven't, does this one sound like a must-read for you? If you enjoyed today's deep dive, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more book deep dives, and share this video with your fellow book lovers. Until next time on Deep Dive with Smart Bookworms, keep reading, keep growing, and we'll see you in the next one.